Hi, welcome to, I believe it is week 8. In the syllabus, I stated that your midterm grades would be based all the way through week 7. So I have already figured out all your midterm grades. I will be officially posting them to the school on Tuesday when it opens. I've also have an announcement that's opening. Well, it'll be open by the time you're able to watch this. And it shows the statistics of the course. If you want to see where you are in the course in relation to everybody else, just take a look at that announcement. It's got like a little graph, a bar graph. It shows you, the median and all that stuff. Um, we have some people doing really, really well, and we have some who are, well, basically, I'm willing to bet they never open the weekly file. So this is that reminder that if you do not open the weekly file, nothing's going to open and you're going to think nothing is due. There is something due every single week, period, always. So if you ever don't see something, it means that you didn't open the weekly file. Want to make a couple of comments about discussions. I didn't make a video last week, and I did want to address the energy discussion where you were supposed to choose about if you would pick an alternative energy source other than coal or nuclear. Quite a few people seem to have gotten confused and they kept saying, I would choose nuclear over coal. No, you were supposed to say if you would choose something other than those two. Both of those are non-renewable resources. Both of those cause a lot of damage. The people who get this huge nuclear is the best way to go because blah, blah, blah. Most of you got some comments back from me. Nuclear is not safer. There's a lot of stuff about it. Does it release less greenhouse gas once it's up and running? Yes. But the rest of the issues are huge. When you're looking up information about something, I highly recommend you also look at the source of said information because you will find a lot of interesting things. Okay. Those who did that discussion and made some references, I could tell whether or not you watched the video that I had provided about the various energy sources. And notice I'm saying energy sources because every single semester I have a couple of people who get confused and they keep talking about just electricity, like electricity is a type of energy. Electricity is what we're creating with the energy source. So it's not I choose electricity. It's how do you want your electricity provided? Do you choose coal to get your electricity? Do you choose nuclear to get your electricity? Do you choose solar and wind to get your electricity? That kind of thing. This past discussion, a lot of people seem to have put a bit of thought. Most of you got pretty much some of the same comments from me where I wanted to point out the world literally makes enough food to feed everybody on the planet. So there is never actually a need to destroy an entire ecosystem to feed people. The issue is some places, shall we say, are just kind of greedy. You have plenty of people, areas who don't want to provide food. We even have this in the United States. So those of you out there who are like, I think we need to take care of our own before other countries, that's fine, but we don't take care of our own either. There is no reason for anyone to go hungry, whether in the United States or in another country. There is more than enough food. It's the fact that we seem to monetize this way too much. And yeah, I'm not going to go hard on that, but it's a fact that we do make enough. There is enough food on this planet to feed every single person. The other part is not just the greed aspect. There's also the getting it to the other places. There's the transportation stuff. There's been a lot of issues since Russia decided to attack the Ukraine, where there's all this cereal product that's ready to be shipped from the Ukraine that hasn't been able to. We have other stuff happening in other areas where the transportation, there's a better word for it, but that's really all I can think of. The transportation part is clogged up by fighting. So it is not that the planet can't support everybody, it's that humanity is stupid. They're greedy, it's whatever. This is a problem. And I would love it if people would look more into this instead of the very superficial. And it is not a us versus them, because the entire planet is connected. Everything we do is connected. And no one human is more important than another human. And yeah, if you value life, you have to value life. And that's one of my big issues here. Now, that being said, some of you are getting so much better at telling me what you think in the discussions. Yay. Some of you are putting so much extra effort into your post and into your replies, you're getting extra points. Some of you are still phoning it in at the very last minute. And a few of you still can't seem to figure out how to clearly state your opinion. I know what the pros and cons are. I know what this view is and this view is. I do not need you to say, oh, well, I can see this side and I can see this side. I need you to pick a side. You will lose points every single discussion until you start telling me your side. Like I've said before, it is okay if you have never once thought about it. But part of the job or part of the grade for your discussion is to think about it and to pick a side. What is killing everything around us is the lack of people picking a side. And it's ridiculous. If everybody sits there, middle of the line, going, oh, I understand this and I understand this, nothing ever changes. And if you look around and as you're reading these articles, you should realize something needs to change. And the only way anything's going to change one way or the other is for people to actually stop. I almost used a very not right phrase. People have to stop just trying not to offend anybody. Pick a side, stand firm, tell me why. It doesn't matter if I agree with your side or not. That's not part of the grade. Plenty of people will say things I 100% disagree with, but you picked a side and you told me why. Now, if you are using false information to tell me why, I will correct you on that part. But if that's what you think, that's what you think. That's fine. That's your job. That's your opinion. That is okay. I know plenty of things I think and feel not everybody else is going to agree with. And again, I'm okay with that. So pretty much what we need is for every single person to pick a side and stand by it. Again, not to keep doing the same thing, but clearly this is something that bugs me. Part of the problem is too many people are afraid to stand up and say, this is what I think. It's okay to be right. It's okay to be wrong, but pick a side. Lastly, this past discussion, some people didn't mention the article. Some people mentioned parts of the article, but not quite why I might have matched it with this particular topic. In the article, if you saw, the heat wave, yes, killed all of those cattle, but a few of you mentioned there's no shade. Nobody mentioned that the trees had been removed from the areas so they could have more cattle. So the removal of the trees to make more space for more cattle, adding to the death of all these cattle, is why it was linked with this whole, would you chop down a whole forest to help feed somebody? So try to link them together, like clearly. And nice normal speak. We don't need to try to impress me or anybody else with the whole, look how academic I am. I like things casual, so just keep it casual. Let's see. That's mostly it. I will tell you this week, week 8, we have some of my favorite presentations. I am not redoing it. You can hear my voice is weird right now. But there is one on here that I call Natural Disasters and How Humans Make Them Worse. Totally suggest watching that. It's very interesting. I do kind of need to update them. I'm looking at it on my screen right now. I haven't updated it, I think, since the 2020, and a lot's happened since then. But seriously, give it a look. And let's see. I already said that about midterm being here. I am now gonna wait until we get the round of people who drop. After that happens is when I will then start making the big group presentation announcements, and I'll walk you through it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if you need anything, email me. Please remember, email me to the actual email address, not through Brightspace, because the actual email address or the number I gave you to text, those are the way I will get the message quickly. So do that. But if you need anything, let me know. And I guess that's it for now. So peace out.